Good morning, students. Today we will study about the accounting and the meaning we will see today. The American Institute of Certified Public Accounts AICPA defined accounting as accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money transactions and events which are in part of at least a financial character and interpreting the result thereof. Now, according to this AICPA, accounting means first of all recording the events, then classifying, then summarizing the events which are of monetary transactions nature, and these events are to be recorded and then communicating the result. This is what it is, the accounting. Again in 1966, AICPA defines accounting as the process of identifying, measuring and communicating economic informations to permit informed judgment and decision by the users of account. In 1966, AICPA, they have defined accounting in a different way. Here they said it is a process of identifying, measuring, communicating the economic informations. Economic information means the events which are happening in the business, those events needs to be measured in terms of money. When it is measured in terms of money, it is known as economic events or informations. This is to be recorded, identified first of all, then it should be measured in terms of money, and then recorded, and then it is to be communicated. This is what are the uses of accounts, and with this informations the management can take decision or judgment on certain cases. So this is what it is, accounting. Thus, accounting may be defined as the process of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing and interpreting the financial transaction and communicating the result. That means ultimately this has been summarized that it is, accounting is nothing but a process of recording the events, classifying the events, summarizing it, analyzing. We have to analyze, and then interpreting means communicating, interpreting the financial transactions. This interpretation is done through the various types of accounts and statements, and then communicating the result. That means giving the report of the financial transactions or financial position of the business. This is what it is done in the accounting. Now, there is a difference between the term bookkeeping and accounting. Bookkeeping is merely concerned with orderly record keeping and recording business transactions. Bookkeeping is nothing but only recording the financial transactions in orderly manner, in chronological manner, that is date wise, 1 2 3 4 in a sequence, orderly manner. Whereas accounting is broader in scope than bookkeeping. Accounting involves analyzing and judgment at a different stage, such as recording of transactions, classification, summarizations and interpretations. So accounting is more than recording the financial transactions. It is not only recording of the transactions, but it is to be classified, then summary has to be taken out, and then it is to be interpreted through the various financial accounting statements or accounting statements. This is what it is, accounting. So this is the difference between bookkeeping and accounting. Next, we will see the accounting principle. The basis aim of bookkeeping and accountancy are to record the business transaction and events in the summarized form. Transactions are recorded in chronological order in proper books of accounts. Bookkeeping, accountancy and science based or fundamental truth and rules of conduct and procedures which are universally accepted. The rules of conduct to record business transactions are called accounting principles. Now, as we know that every subject has its own rules and regulations. There are certain standards are there which is to be followed, and similarly in accounts also there are lots of rules of conducts are there for recording the business transactions, and these rules of conducts are known as accounting principles. These principles are developed over a long period of time. It was not developed in a day or in a month or in a years. It took many years to develop these principles. And the classification of accounting principles is under. And these accounting principles are classified into broad headings, that is accounting concepts and accounting conventions. These principles are divided into these two parts. Now, under accounting concepts, there are few concepts are there, that is business entity, going concern, money measurement, cost concepts, accounting period, dual aspects, accrual concepts, matching cost and realization. These are the accounting concepts, whereas accounting conventions are disclosures, materiality, consistency, conservatism. So, accounting principles are generally divided into two parts, that is accounting concepts and accounting conventions. Under accounting concepts, these are the list, you can see the things that are listed, headings that are listed below the accounting concepts, and few things are put into accounting conventions. Now, concepts means, what are accounting concepts? Concepts means a general idea which conveys certain meanings. Now, these are certain meanings. Accounting concepts may be considered as basis, assumptions or conditions on which the science of accounting is based. Actually, these are the base of the science of accounting. Concepts are based on logical considerations. Account and financial statements are always interpreted in light of concepts which govern accounting method. So, concepts are based on logical considerations. Logical considerations needs to be done. Accounts and financial statements are always interpreted in the light of concepts. Under the light of concepts, these accounts and financial statements are interpreted. It is provided, which governs accounting method, and this governs the accounting method. So, let's see the first different accounting concepts are discussed as follows. Now, here are the different accounting concepts. First is business entity concepts. According to the entity concepts, business is treated as an unit of entity from entity form separate from its owner, creditors and management, etc. This means, according to the entity concepts, the business organization is separated from its owner, management and others, creditors, debtors, all these things. That means this business organization, the accounting that we are doing of business organizations, not its owners. Generally, in our daily life, we consider business organization as well as owner in a same way. We do not differentiate among them. But in accounting, the first concept is that The business organizations is to be separated from its owner and other staff members. Accountings are kept for business entity as distinguished from a person associated with it. That means the accounting that we are doing, the accounts that we are preparing, it is preparing for the business, not of its owner. All business transactions, not of its owner means we keep the accounts of owners, but we are not doing the accounting for the owner, but for the business. All business transactions are recorded in the books of accounts from the point of view of the business only. That means whatever record that we will do in the books of accounts, that record has to be kept with keeping in mind the picture of business. We have to think from the business side, not from the owner side. Every type of business organization is separated as is treated as a separate accounting entity. Every different business organizations has its own identity. That means from these concepts we understood that the business organizations is unique. It is treated as an individual, and whatever recording we are doing, whatever records we are keeping in the books of accounts, it has to be with the point of view of the owner, not point of view of the business, not the owner. Let's go to the next. Next is going concern. Business transactions are recorded on the assumptions that business will continue for a long time. There is neither the intention nor the necessity to liquidate the particulars business. So there is neither the intention nor the necessity to liquidate the particular business in near future. That means here what we assume is that business will continue for a long time. It has no intention to shut down or close the business in the near future. Therefore, it would be able to meet its contractual obligations and use its resource according to the plan and predetermined goals. With this thinking, the business will be able to use its resources according to the plan and predetermined goals. So, for this purpose, we assume that the business concerns will continue for a long time and it will not shut down in a near future. Next, let's go to the money measurement concepts. A unit of exchange or measurement is necessary to account for business transactions in the uniform manner. Money is the common denominators in terms of which the exchangeability of goods and services are measured. Only such transactions and events as can be interpreted in terms of money are recorded. Now, according to the money measurement concepts, it says that in the books of accounts, whatever the business events you will record, those events has to be measured in terms of money. If it is not measured in terms of money, those events are not recorded in the books of accounts. This is what it says, money measurement concepts. Once again I am repeating, money measurement concept says that the records that you are putting into the books of accounts should be measured in terms of money. That means those events that are taking place in the business, it should be measured in terms of money. Then only it can be recorded in the business. Now next let's go to the cost concepts. According to the cost concepts, the various assets acquired by the enterprises should be recorded on the basis of actual cost incurred. The cost concepts does not mean that the basis of all the subsequent accounting for the assets. As per the cost concept, fixed assets are shown at the cost less depreciation charged from year to year. It may be noted that if nothing has been paid for acquiring something, it would not be shown or recorded in the books of accounts maintained. This means what? In the books of accounts, whatever you are recording, for that you have to pay something. If you are not paying anything for that, for something which you are acquiring, that cannot be entered into the business of accounts. That means whatever the record that you are keeping in the accounts, it's for that there should be exchange of money against acquiring something. When you are acquiring something, when you are getting something, the money has to be paid against them. So that is what the cost concept says. Next, accounting period concepts. It is customary that the life of business is divided into appropriate parts or segments of analyzing the results shown by the business. This means what? That nowadays, if you see, every business organizations, they have divided their years into various segments. Quarterly they declare the results, half yearly some organizations half yearly they do the declare the results or the business positions, they interpret the informations, communicate their informations. Now each part divided is known as the accounting period. Each part that is divided is known as accounting period. Generally, accounting period is commonly known as financial year. That is from from April to March. This is the financial accounting. Now, if any organizations, they are dividing this 1 year into quarterly, then their accounting period will be quarterly. And if they are they are dividing this 1 year into 2 parts, then it will be semi-annually. So this is what it is, accounting period concepts. Normally the accounting period concepts consist of 12 months. Generally the accounting period is of 12 months, either from April to March or from January to December. January December is a calendar year, but in accounting, financial year is from April to March. And financial year is followed for preparing the account statement of any organization, business organization. Next, we will see the dual aspect concepts. These concepts is based on double entry bookkeeping, which means that accounting system is set up in such a way that a record is made of the two aspects of each transaction that affects the record. The recognition of the two aspects of every transaction is known as dual aspect concepts. This means that the transactions that are happening in the accounts, every transaction has a two aspects. If we look into the aspects of financial transactions, we will see that the two things are affecting. So I'll make you better, I'll give you an example to make you understand better. Suppose, let me take an example of purchased machinery for cash rupees 10,000. The example is purchased machinery for cash rupees 12,000. That means I purchased a machinery and for that I paid 12,000 rupees. Now here, what are the two aspects? The two aspects are, once I purchased the machine, and second, my cash got reduced by the amount of 10,000 that I paid for the machinery. So one assets when I acquired, the other assets got reduced. So this is the two aspects. Similarly, purchasing goods for cash. Now here you will see that I am purchasing goods for reselling it. So once what happened, one is purchase and another is cash. Cash is reduced. Whereas goods, when I purchased goods increased but cash reduced. So this is the dual aspects or the concepts. Now this is what it is known as double entry system. That means dual aspect concept says that whenever you record any transactions, you record both the aspects of the transactions, both the effects of the transactions that you have to record. And there is an accounting equation for this: assets is equal to liabilities plus capital. So assets will always be equal to your liabilities plus capital. Thank you students. Remaining concepts I will continue in the next video.